Spielname. Erytos. Intern. Weniger herausfordernd. Die Mechanik von Nichtübertragung ist weniger anspruchsvoll. Die Zuschauer schalten nicht so leicht ab. Ansager. Ein ausgewogenes Erlebnis. Mechaniken der Nichtübertragung und Zuschauerquoten sorgen für eine angemessene Herausforderung. Showrunner. Ich sage mal Ansager, ne?
That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Ich habe das Spiel schon echt leise gemacht, ne? Und trotzdem ist es so laut. Warum bist du so laut? Peter Clement, eine bekannte TV-Persönlichkeit mit einer sehr beliebten Do-It-Yourself-Show, ist einer der Anführer der Advanced-Partei. Die Wahl. Fat Tony. Hallo? Ah, okay. Okay.
Hi David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through.
Okay.
Right, Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're gonna have to run the news tonight. Now don't worry, it's not hard and I'm gonna stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens.
November. Mhm, was steht da? Staff Drinks kann man nicht lesen.
Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home.
Ja, danke. Mach dich aus.
Behind the master screen, there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again.
Click.
You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain... Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk.
Under the desk.
See a load of videotapes on the left? They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again. Right, won't be long now till the signal starts coming through from the station. Stay on your toes. All the bigwigs are in tonight because of the election, so we better not make any mistakes.
Moment. Ich weiß jetzt auch, was das bedeutet. Bildschirme ist wahrscheinlich lauter zu stellen. Raum ist nicht unbedingt so wichtig. Gegensprechanlage ist laut genug. Ich glaube, Bildschirme ist sehr leise. Obwohl es gar nicht so leise gestellt ist.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Oh,
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know, seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
Habe ich das zu früh gemacht?
And yet you persist. Going in 5, 4.
But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next is going to be the throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys honest Andy's totally independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular
Heimlich, Varo.
Johnny Hams leaves wins sports personality
Linken Bildschirm siehst du, rechts die Zuschauer.
a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic history.
Right, button 2 in 3,
2, 1.
now. Lovely, mate.
Oh, das wird lustig, Freunde.
Button 1, when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Das ist richtig lustig. Bis jetzt, also, das wird bestimmt noch komplett anstrengend. National Nightly News. Da, mit Atompilz.
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now, lovely, mate.
Yes.
The votes are in, and it's a decisive win for Advance.
We often get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that slider that's flashing, or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly.
Was soll denn das sein?
Former Home Secretary
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
To hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3,
That's all coming
2, 1.
advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Bumskletsche.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you.
I thought
Ach, und da oben sehe ich die Zeit, wie lange es läuft. Ah.
Anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Signalstörung. Ja, ich bin ein bisschen überwältigt von allem.
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb.
These aren't my
1.
cards. Please
Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long, 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting.
Okay.
3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody.
This exclusive offer is available for a limited time.
1 oder 2?
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
off,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolfe, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go to Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his
joined
name.
today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch
the
to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Ui, ui, ui.
Just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medication. Yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
He's a wonderful
Lovely.
chap,
Now back to
really.
Thunder Twat.
I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Ich habe keine Ahnung, was ich hier tue.
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete.
Ich klick einfach hin und her.
Last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 stars do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
Achte auf die Farbe unterm Bildschirm.
Sure. So, if you're
Ja.
not for the awards, what is it then?
Das heißt, da soll ich nicht mehr hinschalten.
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people.
The little
Most of all, I
people.
think I do it for the positive change that I can
Been on that shot a bit long.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always
Kann auch piepen.
strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week.
Right, they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look. Exciting stuff.
Cool, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes,
Oh God.
match into the white bit by dragging right.
You think I don't know that?
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
Lawrence, we mustn't. Think of Carol.
That's Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
Jubbly, mate.
For you, baby.
Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time, little joystick or hold Alt or middle mouse, and this time, push upwards. Upwards, mate, upwards.
But I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
No, it's all
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
Ah ja. Also wenn das wirklich einer im Fernsehstudio machen muss, der tut mir leid.
The sterility. This formula, this is the key.
We can stop it all.
Bloody perfect, mate.
Oh je.
We have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
Das heißt hier wieder B, ne? 2, 1 und...
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen
Das ist britische
is
Technologie.
about 2 seconds behind the master screen. Here, when someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the space bar
Oh, die
on your
Leertaste.
keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button like
Ich dachte, ich streame hier aus Spaß. Das ist ja Arbeit.
and hold it down.
And a deal. We got those shares. You want crazy? We got crazy. Crazy Neil's got crazy deals.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed.
Ja.
Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Seriously, Chadworth. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advanced Headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Oh shit, he's pissed.
Shall I
Get ready
start?
to bleep.
Go for it, Pat.
Shall I start? Okay. Well, thank you all for coming, and well, where do I start? What a day!
They said we couldn't do it. They
Yeah.
every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people,
Nice.
you saw right through their shack.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than the Granny's fanny.
Memorably put.
Hold it down a bit
Let's be
longer,
honest,
mate.
who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer.
Das ist echt Arbeit.
So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
Wenn ich aus Versehen 1 drücke, wäre das richtig lustig.
Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gates.
You and me.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay us.
Audience is getting
You're
bored,
going to
mate.
pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The children you raise.
So they've got time to get even
Axel, warum gibst du mir Spiele, wo ich arbeiten muss?
Say to you.
ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back
Falscher
where
Knopf.
it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
This is some weird fever dream, and I'm dying now.
So geht das also.
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
You're not going for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Herausforderungsraum freigeschaltet. Alan James.
When the program's finished, you'll get a broadcast report. It's 3 pages. This first page shows you how well the broadcast went. Each sequence and an overall grade. Remember, grades mean bonuses, and they keep the boss happy. If you want to know more about how it went, select more info. If not, select continue to move to the next page. Right, this is an optional section for when you really want to understand what happened during the show. You've got a graph there showing you what the audience
Cool.
did. They're a fickle fucking bunch. And of course, you can really drill into the details if you want to get better at making TV. I never came here, never once.
Okay. Alle Kraftausdrücke wurden zensiert. Eine Sendung ohne Störsignal. Angemessen editiert. Gut.
Right, this is the important page. It tells you how much you're going to get paid and how much
Battle
wealth
up.
you have overall. That bollocks at the bottom shows you the financial state of our main advertisers. But you don't own any fucking shares. You're a cleaner, for God's sake, so why would you care?
Okay. Keine Ahnung, was das in Zukunft bringt.
This is the last page, and it tells you the state of the world, tells you how well the government's doing, and down the bottom there, this one's important, tells you what Channel 1 currently thinks of you. In other words, what the boss thinks.
Der Boss findet mich anscheinend gut. Ja. Bisschen wie Teletext, ne?
Right, mate, welcome to the archive. This is where you can have a quick look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public. There's 3 sections: broadcast, rushes, and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Click on it now. Over on the left, that's all the broadcasts that you've done. Click on any one of them and hit load tape. Once it's finished loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the
In a
bottom
few
there
moments,
to
we'll
help
be
you
going
get to the
live
bit you
to
want to
tonight's
see.
National Nightly News. But before that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on tonight on Channel 1. At 7 o'clock, it's the semi-final of the quotation game.
And it's a nail-biting quiz tonight as a team of nuclear physicists take on 4 old ladies.
And Fist buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chap. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, Think 81% of the popular vote is the biggest election.
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those. Right, this is the rushes room. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go. And when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know, seafood makes me come out in pustules.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. It's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist, going in 5, 4.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight. Moving on up, the election win that experts said just couldn't happen. Hopeful or hostile?
30 seconds back.
Seriously, that blunderclatch on election night?
Yeah, Megan's pretty pissed off too.
I'm not surprised. The bloke wouldn't know democracy if he's shutting his cornflakes.
Yeah, but he's hot though.
I suppose so, into oxygen thieves.
10 seconds, everybody. Your fragility is leaking. Going in 5, 4, 3.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide victory with an astonishing 81%.
Peeking behind the curtain. Da sind dann Geheimnisse versteckt oder irgendwas auf jeden Fall.
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right ones, apparently.
Oh, but this gives me nothing, Jenny. They must see that.
Oh, no. I think they think you won't have anything to say.
Oh, for God's sake, come on. It's a huge day. It's not an...
Absolute bogan. I don't care, Rob. I'm not doing it. I agreed to do one beastly interview a day. I made that completely clear when we started. Check my contract.
Hi, I'm Megan.
Oh, piss off. You're on thin, bloody ice, Rob. Whole wheat, man. Whole wheat.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody.
Was war da links bei dem jetzt los?
Whole wheat.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10
Ach, der
seconds,
Bagel
everybody.
ist zu ihm geflogen.
Going in 5, 4.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Bless you.
So you've just finished filming your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap. He really is. I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Das ist so richtig schauspielermäßig. Kommt rein, erstmal am Ausrasten und sobald die Kamera an ist, ist alles wunderbar.
Stand, you're upset, but we can...
I don't understand half of it. Rob! I'll be at the door. What kind of operation are you people running?
Mr. Blunderclatch, I understand you're upset.
So einen Chef hast du? Ach,
Half of it. Rob!
Kacke.
I'll be at the door, sit.
Ja, ich nicht.
Send up a bottle.
Ich habe, also ich versuche ja gewisse Dinge nicht am Stream zu sagen, aber ich habe heute erfahren, dass die Firma, für die ich arbeite, von einer anderen sehr großen Firma aufgekauft wird. Ja, also mein zukünftiger Chef bleibt eigentlich immer noch der gleiche erstmal, aber so richtig ist der Chef ja wer anders, ne?
I'm sorry. I just had to. I had to. Oh, go on then. Say it.
What? Mr. Blunderclatch,
No! I'm shutting this down. What kind of operation are you people running?
Mr. Blunderclatch, I understand you're upset.
Was hat sie gesagt?
Survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
And we're out.
Rob, get the car. We're out of here.
Mr. Blunderclatch,
No! I'm shutting this down. What kind of operation are you people running?
Mr. Blunderclatch, I understand you're upset, but we can...
You don't know the half of it. Rob! I'll be at the door, sit. Send up a
Moin, Oslami. Ein wunderschönen Mittwoch.
It's in my contract.
Was hat sie denn gemacht? Das habe ich gar nicht mitbekommen.
Next week around the country. Lawrence, do tell us what's going on here.
I'd be delighted. This is a really pivotal scene where my character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Okay, keine Ahnung, was sie gemacht hat.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I told you so.
Your hair looked nice.
See, this is why you're single.
Oh. Oh je. Wir gucken mal ganz kurz noch, ob die was gesagt haben bei der Antrittsrede. Und dann gehen wir mal in den zweiten Tag.
Apparently he's been drinking since lunchtime.
Christ, he's at liability in the best of times.
I know. God help whoever has to bleep this. 10 seconds, everybody.
Der das zensieren
And a
muss.
lawyer and a TV personality running the
Dankeschön.
country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4...
Thank you all for coming, and, well...
Have I nearly hit the source this morning? It's very green.
Tag 2, gleich nach Gehaltserhöhung fragen. Die Amerikaner laufen im Moment gerne Firmen in Deutschland auf. Sind keine Amerikaner. Aber ja, das stimmt. Er trinkt nur was. Ich glaube, das wird irgendwann noch interessant.
Team spirit, all that bother.
Swearing.
Es wäre ja cool, wenn das die Entwickler vom Spiel wären, ne? Das wäre lustig. Ne, die gucken nur. Keiner redet, da reden wir jetzt. Klingt ein wenig bescheiden. Persönliche Freiheit, das ist ernst, das schlagen da die Leute. Geht so nicht. Okay, und dann ging es weiter.
I'll see you tomorrow night.
No.
So, same old boring politics then?
Is this some weird fever dream? Am I dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not coming for a drink?
Nope, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Die Story hier wird noch mehr als interessant. Das kann ich mir vorstellen. Genau wie bei Inscription. Was am Ende ja auch so einen ganz, ganz dunklen Turn gemacht hat. Das ist Werbung?
Don't worry, ladies. Now you can have me, Johnny Hamsleaf, right there in your lounge.
Johnny!
Oh, in dem Spiel kann man viel Zeit mit sowas verbringen.
Proper matchday workout with my two cracking assistants. Who knows? Within a few weeks, you could be as fit as them.
Mit der schönen T-Shirt-Bräune. Wer kennt das nicht? Mach den Depp, ne? Noisy Photographer.
Did you know that fat people are less likely to laugh, marry, or live past the age of 26? These potentially true statistics are all terrifying reasons why you need to pop a bit of Johnny in your VHS.
Diese potenziell korrekten Statistiken. Ist das geil.
Get to me
Welcome home, Johnny.
Every exercise is recommended by sports professionals and is 72% likely to get rid of those tricky tummies and cruel cellulite.
Get match fit
With Johnny Hamsleys.
So ein Video kriege ich auch hin. Mein Salat, Wochenendmagazin. Moment. My Salad Weekly Tomato. Eine Gurke. How to slice the perfect onion.
The classic age of salad with this exquisite limited edition collection. My Salad Weekly. Sign up now and every week we'll send you an authentic, ethically sourced ingredient to add to your salad. Build your collection week by week and very soon you'll have a salad that really gets the lunchroom talking. From tomatoes and oils to leafy greens and lovely grains, this really is the complete collection. Every issue also comes with a companion magazine that explores the history of the art form, from the Great Balsamic Wars of 48 or Edward the Confessor's discovery of the cucumber to the man that changed the very way we see the humble salad, Julius Caesar.
Caesar salad.
Start your personal salad collection now and we'll send you your first 3 issues. Loose leaf, Remain, and Iceberg. Plus this exclusive lettuce fridge magnet, all for just $7.97, with free postage and packing. Order now, and you'll receive this crouton display case.
Oh,
free.
ein Crouton Display
That's
Case.
right, absolutely free.
Direkt mal
With
anrufen.
a retail value of $18.99, your crunchy cubes will look their absolute carby best. But don't delay. This exclusive offer is available for a limited time.
Ah, Freunde.
Welcome to Crazy Neil's Crazy Pre-Christmas Sofa and Chair Deals. It's a steal with Crazy Neil. We don't care if you've been naughty or nice. We got green sofas, red sofas, brown cushions, pink cushions. You've got a grey sofa. We've got a great sofa. In a grey, a brown, a pink, a yellow, a purple. Neil's deals are unreal. You've got people coming over at Christmas.
Sieht aus wie Werbung aus den 90ern.
A stain on the sofa. You don't want to sit on this white sofa. She's going to have to sit on the dark sofa. This is the deal with Neil Appeal. You want to throw your money at us? We'll give you a leather sofa for a price that is just crazy. If you've got lightning striking, then strike whilst the lightning is hot. You've got a disused sofa. We don't care if it's smelly, stuck in front of your telly, full of welly. We'll take that shit away. Don't make a meal out of it, make a deal out of it. We got a big ass deal on a big ass chair. We've got white chairs, blue chairs, stools, inflatable chairs. This is a crazy deal with Neil Appeal. You don't want no lame ass chair, you want a great chair. We had a man come down the other day and he brought in his young daughter and he wanted her to have the best chair. We got those chairs, we got more of those chairs. We got tall chairs, chairs on wheels, wheelchairs. We got chairs for twins, chairs made out of steel, chairs that are a steal and a deal. We got those chairs. You want crazy? We got crazy. Crazy Neil's got crazy deals. You want a toilet? We can do you a toilet. We can do you a toilet next to a chair. We can do you a chair next to a toilet. Hell, we can even do you a toilet chair. So you come on down, you bring your ass, we've got it, you want it. You want it, we've got it, you want it. You pay us. You want it, we've got it, you want it. You want it, we've got it, you pay us.
Also, der Satz, if you want a deal, come to Crazy Neil, ist gar nicht so schlecht.
Warm, sandy beaches, clear waters, and fine dining. Well, we're not sure, but here in St Bumley on the Taint, we've got a big hill and the bus comes twice daily. Visit picturesque St Bumley this summer and experience a holiday that's simply unlike any other.
Die Spatenfabrik
Come and
ist
visit the
relativ
abandoned
sicher.
Spade Factory. Your kids will love exploring the old production line in relative safety. Grab your tetanus shots and come down today. There's no gift shop, but feel free to grab an old handle from the skip out the back. Or why not indulge your cultured side and visit some of our sites of historic interest, like the parish church, currently the subject of a thrilling police investigation, the old market, home of the fairly big cabbage, or the Hole. Hey,
The Hole.
That's a nice hole. And after a long day exploring Bromley, you can relax in comfort in one of 2 communal tents. Or you could take advantage of our famous nightlife.
Harold.
There's a radio in the calf, or on Fridays we gather to watch tramps fight. Come on, Harold, you scruffy old meth head. Only 85 minutes from the coast, and with more than 2 areas of outstanding natural interest. Isn't it time your family went...
Alan James Lang?
Hail, this is not a dream. This is reality. This is the story of you and how you're stupid and asleep. It's about how you were promised the Elysian fields, but you ended up filleting Satan for the salty crumbs. It's happening here. It's happening now. And it's all happening right in front of you. I'm Alan James.
Der hat ein bisschen so einen Ton drauf wie diese blöden YouTube-Werbung mit Investition hier und Berufswahl da und Business dort und Steuersparen hier. Eieiei. So, wir gehen mal weiter. Guck mal, was hier passiert. Tag 2. Tag 1. Nee, Tag 3. Ein unerwartetes Formular. Als du nach Hause kommst, liegt Post auf der Türmatte. Das meiste davon nur der übliche Müll, aber ein Umschlag sticht dir ins Auge. Das Team möchte dich kennenlernen. Deine Neugier ist geweckt und du öffnest ihn. Es ist ein Formular der neuen Advance-Regierung mit der Bitte um Informationen über alle Bürger. Das ist immer gut. Die erste Seite wurde bereits ausgefüllt. Name: Alex Winston. Partnerin: Sam Winston. Kinder: Charles Winston, 14. Und Susie Winston, 19. Tja, denkst du, das Wesentliche stimmt schon mal. Die restlichen Fragen musst du selbst beantworten. Sie scheinen alle verpflichtend zu sein. Frage 1. Am ersten Tag in einem neuen Job würdest du freundlich auftreten und dich mit deinen neuen Kollegen bekannt machen, produktiv sein und dich sofort in die Arbeit stürzen, es langsam angehen lassen und dich erstmal mit deinem neuen Arbeitsplatz vertraut machen, mit Freunden in Erinnerung über vergangene Jobs schwelgen. Also ich würde tatsächlich 1 machen. Erstmal mit den Kollegen bekannt machen. Man muss ja erstmal wissen, mit wem man arbeitet. Frage 2. Ein Kollege aus einer anderen Abteilung gesteht dir, vertrauliche Informationen mit nach Hause genommen zu haben. Jetzt fehlt ein eher... Was? Jetzt fehlt eine eher unwichtige Akte. Du würdest... Ich weiß nicht, was für ein Kollege. Ist es ein netter Kollege? Ist es ein guter Kollege? Überreden, es zu melden. Heute wurde eine gesamte Abteilung wegen ihrer durchgehend unzureichenden Leistung gefeuert. Dein Boss hatte neue Ziele festgelegt, die deutlich höher sind als die alten. Du würdest deinen Arbeitsplatz um die gleiche Uhrzeit wie immer verlassen, länger bleiben, um die erste Frist auf jeden Fall einzuhalten, früher gehen, um dich im Pub mit deinen Kollegen über die Veränderungen zu unterhalten, früher gehen, um Zeit mit deiner Familie zu verbringen. Ich bin kein Workaholic, ne? Also ich würde tatsächlich gehen, wie ich immer gehe. Du und deine Familie wurde zur alljährlichen Firmengrillparty eingeladen. Du freust dich auf einen netten Tag mit Freunden und Familie. Musst dir an diesem Tag leider dringend die Haare waschen. Was? Gehst hin, falls es sich ergibt. Wärst aber auch nicht traurig, es zu verpassen. Hast schon fleißig mit deinen Kollegen geübt, um den diesjährigen Talentwettbewerb zu gewinnen. Also ich will mich erstmal freuen. Hinter dir liegt eine lange, erfolgreiche Karriere. Nun sollst du dem Eintritt in den Ruhestand eine Abschiedsrede halten. Du listest alle deine Erfolge und schönen Erinnerungen an deinem Arbeitsplatz auf. Listest eine ehrliche Aufstellung der Vor- und Nachteile des Unternehmens. Konzentrierst dich auf die Probleme und Herausforderungen, mit denen du zu kämpfen hattest. Gehst gar nicht erst hin. Nein, Erfolge. Frage 6. In deiner Freizeit ziehst du es vor, allein zu entspannen, zum Beispiel beim Musik hören oder beim Modellbau, an politischen Versammlungen teilzunehmen und dich für das einzusetzen, woran du glaubst, deine Kinder bei deren Hobby zu unterstützen und zu fördern. Ja. Kinder helfen ist immer gut. So würdest du deinen perfekten Urlaub verbringen. Inmitten der Schönheit der Natur, wo du dich von den Strapazen des Alltages erholst, mit der Erkundung des Unbekannten, um neue Erfahrungen zu sammeln und Herausforderungen zu bestehen. Bei einem strukturierten Tagesausflug in den Vergnügungspark mit Spaß und Nervenkitzel für dich und deine Familie. Bei einem romantischen Wochenende zu zweit in einem tropischen Inselparadies. Eigentlich finde ich so eine Erkundungsreise ganz interessant. Aber unbekannt im Sinne von andere Städte kennenlernen und sowas. Die wichtigste Aufgabe der Regierung ist es, den Bewohnern Folgendes zu garantieren. Sicherheit, Freiheit, Zufriedenheit, Gleichheit. Oh. Da sind 3, die ich gut finde. Ich finde Sicherheit, Freiheit und Gleichheit gut. Aber tatsächlich ist das Oberste, was sie gewährleisten müssen, eigentlich Sicherheit. Weil Sicherheit kann... die Freiheit kann zur Gewährleistung der Sicherheit teilweise eingeschränkt werden. Sicherheit. Vielen Dank für deine Mitarbeit. Wir von Advance wissen, wie wertvoll deine Zeit ist und bedanken uns für deine Mithilfe, dabei die Nation in eine lichte Zukunft zu führen. Okay. Es ist spät. Sam und die Kinder liegen schon im Bett. Du trocknest noch eben eine alte Lieblingstasse ab. Eine abgegriffene Erinnerung an euren ersten gemeinsamen Ausflug. Der Aufdruck darauf ist verblasst, aber die alberne Grimasse bringt dich immer noch zu lachen. Ein Klopfen am Fenster holt dich schlagartig in die Wirklichkeit zurück. Im Garten steht Chris, Sams Geschwisterchen, in der Hand einen knalligen, neongrünen Koffer. Kaum im Haus nimmt Chris sofort am Küchentisch Platz, sichtlich gestresst. Tut mir leid, dass ich hier so spät reinplatze, Alex, stammelt Chris. Aber ich brauche einen Gefallen und ich kann mich an niemanden sonst wenden. Was los? Du hast doch sicher diese verrückten Pläne von Advance mitgekriegt. Das Kapital- und Vermögensgesetz, wie sie es nennen. Das sauer verdiente Geld der Leute wollen sie den Schmarotzern in den Arsch schieben. Kompletter Schwachsinn. Wir nennen das Hartz IV. Du hast Chris noch nie so aufgebracht gesehen. Hat das hier Jumpscares? Hätte ich mich auf irgendwas einstellen müssen? Eine Windel anziehen oder so? Ich sage ja nicht, dass dem obersten Prozent der Leute nicht der Kies aus den Ohren quillt, fügt Chris hastig hinzu. Die können sich's leisten, aber Leute wie ich, wir werden alles verlieren. Okay. Ja, das ist schlimm, aber ich weiß nicht, was ich dagegen tun soll. Du warst doch immer finanziell noch am besten gestellt in der Familie. Entschuldige, aber von den Reichen zu nehmen und es den Armen zu geben, klingt gar nicht so übel. Ich will erstmal ganz nett sein. Sie werden mir alles nehmen, Alex. Alles, was ich mir mein Leben lang aufgebaut habe. Ich kann das nicht zulassen. Du musst mir einen Gefallen tun. Was denn? Chris fixiert mit dem Blick die Bodenfliesen. Du musst mir deinen Reisepass leihen. Warum habe ich das Gefühl, dass mir das nicht gefallen wird? Meinen haben sie mir abgenommen. So wie fast jedem zweiten im ganzen verdammten Land. Aber es sagen doch immer alle, wie ähnlich wir beide uns sehen. Also, warum haben die dir deinen Reisepass abgenommen? Chris läuft nervös auf und ab. Ich muss weg, bevor es zu spät ist. Erst dann ist mein Geld in Sicherheit und ich auch. Aber es muss sofort passieren, bevor sie meine Konten einfrieren. Bitte, ich würde nicht fragen, wenn ich eine andere Wahl hätte. Okay. Ist ja immer noch mein Bruder, ne? Oder der Bruder von ihr. Du erklimmst leise die Treppe zum Schlafzimmer, um niemanden zu wecken. Sam hat sich in die Bettdecke gewickelt, wie üblich, wenn du später ins Bett gehst. Du öffnest den Kleiderschrank, schließt den Safe auf und nimmst den Reisepass heraus. Eine schläfrige Stimme durchbricht die Stille. Alex, was machst du da? Ich würde die Wahrheit sagen. Sam richtet sich kerzengerade auf, an Schlaf ist nicht mehr zu denken. Was? Um das Land zu verlassen? Steht es wirklich so schlimm? Ja. Anscheinend, aber außer Landes hat Chris nichts zu befürchten. Dafür ist allerdings mein Reisepass nötig. Das sagt zumindest Chris, aber ich bin mir nicht sicher. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich wirklich meinen Reisepass hergeben soll. Do it. Die Sorgenfalten auf Sams Stirn scheinen sich zu glätten. Danke, wir müssen als Familie zusammenhalten. Und wie ich mein Geschwisterchen Chrissy kenne, ist das alles wahrscheinlich eine ziemliche Überreaktion. Ja. Gib ihm den Reisepass. Du schließt den Safe und gehst wieder nach unten, wo Chris nervös zappelnd am Tisch wartet. Bei deinem Eintreten springt Chris sofort auf. Und, hast du ihn? Ja, hier, ich wünsche dir viel Glück. Ob ich das noch bereuen werde? Zum ersten Mal lächelt Chris. Es ist ansteckend. Danke, ich weiß es zu schätzen. Ich melde mich, sobald ich das Land verlassen habe und in Sicherheit bin. Chris nimmt den Reisepass, atmet erleichtert auf und verschwindet mit dem nahezu fluoreszierenden Koffer in die Nacht. Du gehst zu Bett in der Hoffnung, dir einen Teil der Bettdecke schnappen zu können. Okay. Sechs Tage im Spiel schon Verbrecher geworden? Nein, ein guter Familienvater.
Right, let's load up the adverts. You might want to have a bit of a think about it. Your decisions have consequences, don't they?
Was sollen wir spielen? Ist dieses Spielzeug sicher? Vorstellung des Jugendteams der Advanced Tatmenschen. Elegant. Neue Hautcreme mit dem schweinischen Etwas. Alan James in Kürze in einer mittelgroßen Halle in ihrer Nähe. Festliches Adventsschmuckspektakel beim verrückten Neil. Spielt die Propaganda, also der Advanced Tatmenschen. Hä?
Good luck, mate. If I get time off, I'll be back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
Oh je.
Hello. Is this Janet who thinks dogs have
Moin.
Yeah, the one that
Kongen, Hallöchen.
10 seconds, everybody.
10 seconds, everybody.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guests if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of her class at university and graduated with the highest honours, immediately being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement.
30 Punkte.
In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehugs. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborgen-Horgensford have today
Swarsborgen-Horgensford?
The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together like we always have." Playing the field, rumors about
Das war nicht Bestandteil des Spiels, glaube ich, oder? Oder? Ich hatte eine Fehlermeldung und dann, ja. War anscheinend nicht Bestandteil des Spiels. Was? Jesus, Horatio, Face... Was? Sieht aus, als hätte ich das Spiel nicht richtig geschlossen. Ja, das lag aber nicht an mir, ne? Das lag nicht an mir. Die Auswirkungen.
The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So like with the adverts, choose carefully. And we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
Get one of those. My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon. 10 seconds, everybody.
Die dem Mond misstraut.
Consumer advice then?
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold.
Moina Kutenchi!
Radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guests if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of her class at university and graduated with the highest honours, immediately being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehugs. Sophia promised it will be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash.
Ich würde gerne das Produkt sehen. Sworsborgen-Horgensford? Den Namen muss man mal falsch rumlesen.
But thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together, like we always have." Playing the field, rumours abound that sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs.
Oh, yes.
The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. And judging from the angle and velocity of that spray, it looks like Johnny may have been celebrating a little bit too much. I certainly wouldn't want to be his dry cleaner. And Griever's bodily charm. With advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more people saying they're scared to walk the streets alone at night, could this be exactly the right time for Advance's new approach? All that, a mega move with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
30 seconds back.
Uh-oh. Oh, ich muss arbeiten.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that
Okay.
Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd. Ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we
Genau.
are, we will destroy
Richtig.
ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps,
Okay.
there's no brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90%
Also,
of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end.
was das grundsätzlich ist not for broadcast.
Maybe they've rebranded,
Und
but it's all a little circus act to keep us from
wir
seeing
haben quasi den Job hier bekommen.
For a start, they've mobilized the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilize.
Und da ist eine hinterliegende Story,
The grooming
so ein bisschen
of an entire
verdeckt.
generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic pedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth
Pädophile ist kein Sensorwort.
Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Ellen?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want
Belief
to see changes,
juice.
but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan. What does the future look like to you, Alan?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
Oh, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan
Was ist denn
James,
los hier?
Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know, I think it might do some good.
I hope so too,
Hä?
Jeremy.
Hä? Was? Moment. Ach, ich bin ein Idiot.
Shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Ich hab den blöden Knopf gesucht.
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
So the new formula
Well, I don't know what she meant by
removes
that.
harsh chemicals from your skin. The high salt content actually pulls.
Ich hab den blöden Werbeknopf gesucht.
How's it going? Actually, fuck it, I don't care. I hate the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune, though. All right, mate, see you later. Bye.
41% of women we surveyed
I'm
said
just
they
saying
loved
I'll
their
do what I
visit
can,
place.
that's all.
Bullshit, you will.
And 7 out
She's
of 10
good. You
dentists
know
would
she
recommend
is.
it.
Shut up at a word, and that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody. Little drink, just go to the big bag, caught you with water.
If that skips, I'll destroy you.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desk.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with the demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. Just hang on. The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy.
Have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective.
Oh ja,
on
das gucken wir uns nachher nochmal an.
Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife or cosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that Oh, hang on a moment. Jeremy, bloody gimp's escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in the box?
Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You go back in your gimmick space.
And whose responsibility is it?
Back in your game space.
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of
Darling,
this...
where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty boy. Mummy said...
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said, get back in your... Naughty, you beast, Clive.
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of the pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there. We're locking down the police's position on morality force. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary, and menacing a SWAT. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalisation, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party.
One.
First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony! I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez. Sopen! I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
Yep. One sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the news. One sec, love. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jess. Just got to sit up for it, you know?
Ganz ehrlich, wenn Axo ihm Spiele empfiehlt, da kommt immer der größte...
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
The little boy?
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
Yes, we...
Was war das jetzt?
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally going for 2 seconds. How does this happen, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back, everybody.
Oh Mann, oh Mann.
That went well.
Okay, das ist das Spiel. Es ist wieder abgestürzt. Es ist wieder abgestürzt. Hey. Ich starte das mal als Admin. Not for broadcast. Unity Crash Händler, auch gut. Bei Kurs ist einem kompletten Durchgang nur einmal passiert. Ja. Aber du weißt, wie mein Händchen mit PCs ist, ne? Also der PC-Zusammenbau ist einfach. Die Software hat du keine Lust auf mich. Paradise.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes.
Ja.
Our main headlines tonight.
Aber ich bin im Segment 2, speichert der tatsächlich. Der ganze AMD-Schrott, da ist nur, ja, vielleicht. Der Ventilator hat gerade so eine Wollmaus vorgeweht. Bye.
We surveyed said they loved their visible plate. 7 out of 10 dentists would recommend it.
Shut up, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody.
That sticks.
5, 4, 3.
Okay, dann nochmal der.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country.
Was bitter, 20 Sekunden entfernt.
They're calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desk.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problems. We need more support from ministers. We need change at a structural
Was denn?
level.
Ach, Bullcrap. Oh, Bullcrap. Ich habe mich gerade darauf konzentriert und nicht gesehen, dass ich das falsche Bild eingeschaltet hatte. Oh. Ah, doch, ist richtig.
We surveyed said they loved their visible plate. 7 out of 10 dentists would recommend it.
Shut up, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody.
That sticks.
5, 4,
3, 2.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desk.
Yeah.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problems. We need more support from ministers. We need more support from ministers. We need change at a structural level, Jeremy. At a structural level. Time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
It never is it?
Just hang on. Just hang. The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Dawes.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
We need.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public.
Sorry to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving?
Yes, I totally understand. Yes. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob.
Was der jetzt sagt, und das interessiert mich.
On our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife or cosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the
God, multitasking.
we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, a bloody gimps escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling, I was staying the matters.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back? Jeremy Donaldson.
Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You got back in your given space.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of this... hold on just a moment.
Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty boy.
Die Reaktion von ihm.
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there. We're locking down the police's position on morality force. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary, and menacing a swamp. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony. Many happy
Cheers,
returns,
Jez.
Tony.
Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
Titwank Tony.
Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony! I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Sopen!
Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, Big Chris, and Vampire Chris.
Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
Yep.
One sec, love. Tony's on the news. One sec, love. Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. Just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this guy?
You are joking, Chris.
Mr. Snobloch. Scheiße, ich hab was vergessen.
Not now, fellas, I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
Ich hab was vergessen. Hallo, Kosik.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal.
Woo!
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back.
Willkommen in der News Station. Wie geht's euch?
Hopefully you...
Bitte nicht abstürzen, Spiel. Bitte nicht abstürzen.
complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back. Don't go away after these messages.
1 minute back, everybody.
Hi Cosmic, wie geht's dir? Wie war dein Stream? Wie ist Assassin's Creed Syndicate? So, das Spielzeug ist unsicher. Ich hatte eben A+. Mist. Oh Gott. Eins, 4.
Sure he's on his way. Come on, it's welcome back. How hard can it be? This is on you. 10 seconds, everybody. We're gonna open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5, 4,
Megan.
3.
Welcome's Black, I'm Megan Wolf, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College, who today received a grant from Advance to take their Hey, Friendship on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
We are, yeah.
Your sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest.
Was ist das für ein Spiel?
I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing.
Moin, Bettgamer.
We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
Die wollen dich anfassen, das kann ich mir vorstellen.
There's really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. Put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it.
Okay.
That's it, that way. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago, a letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
How? How did you react?
I also threw it in the bin.
How did you react?
But then, Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political.
Wie, ihr wählt nicht. Shame.
But we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go with this old democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant.
So let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship of Hey.
Dear Diary. I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Another day of tears. Another day of fears. Another day of fears.
But still I walk the corridors alone.
Oh Gott!
Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary. Oh heavens no! It's Gary the Fist. Oh heavens no!
Gary the Fist. Gary the Fist.
Going somewhere, little first year? Going somewhere,
Great.
little first
I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning.
Oh man.
Well, this makes me feel better about my violent father.
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. Excuse me, it's my favourite subject. I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Also mich darf man bloß nicht.
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going for fuck's sake.
Right.
Keep going for fuck's sake.
Maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Also mich darf man nicht im Fernsehen arbeiten lassen.
Not today, Gary the Fist. Not today.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? What do you mean not today? My arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
My arm's free, coach. Who are you to stand up to me? I, Gary the Fist. And you're just a sad little girl with two gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. That's where you're wrong. These are my two new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team. And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all three of you. And I don't have any friends of my own.
Was heißt das?
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face.
Ist das ein Counter?
I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
Ah!
Life can be peachy keen.
Was heißt das? Ja. Ich wäre so ein schlechter Fernsehdirektor.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your cruel lads. I'm a mother-loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Zu früh. Ah! Also wenn du das richtig kombinierst, musst du auswendig kennen.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist. But that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist.
Im Rhythmus umschalten.
I grew up on a council estate.
Ach da.
Was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk
Moment.
and late, and he'd hit my mum for dinner. He had to wait.
What? Und ich muss ja auch noch grün treffen.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate.
Miss.
Life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Nein! Nein!
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Yes!
Gott! Danke, Axel. Eieiei, was ist das?
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Oh, that was brilliant.
What the heck?
The literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
Ach, B, Mist. Boah. Gut ist was anderes, ne? So, jetzt bin ich für euch da. Assassin's Creed Syndicate ist besser und interessanter als gedacht. Wie weit bist du denn jetzt eigentlich bei Syndicate? Du spielst ja schon was länger, ne? Hoch. Einige unangemessene Ausdrücke wurden gesendet. Eine Sendung ohne Störsignale, ein extrem schwacher Schnitt. Du hast eine Werbung zu spät eingespielt. Ja, ich weiß. Shame on me. Du erhältst einen vollen Lohn, okay. Dann ist alles gut.
Take a look at what's in store tonight on Channel 1.
Ne, Moment. Eigentlich will ich ja nicht das, sondern die Tageskopie mir anschauen, ne? So. Dann können wir uns angucken, was er am Ende gesagt hat.
All that, a Megan Wolf with a group of young actors, being economist, and
I've never heard so much shit.
1 minute back.
you know, I think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by them then?
Shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
Sehr gut. So, vielleicht kurz zur Erklärung für alle, die jetzt neu dabei sind.
I'm just saying I'll do
Wir spielen heute das erste Mal Not to Broadcast. Not to Broadcast? Not to Broadcast, ne? Genau, Not for Broadcast. Und am Ende ist das ist wieder so ein Story-Heavy-Game, würde ich sagen. Also ganz viel Geschichte, die so ein bisschen versteckt ist. Wir haben quasi, das hat man ja gerade gesehen, die Position von einem Nachrichtenproduzenten inne. Müssen die Kameraeinstellungen timen, Werbung schalten, müssen Sachen abpiepen, wenn einer irgendwas, weiß nicht, wie Scheiße sagt oder sowas. Und da gibt's bestimmt unheimlich viele versteckte Geheimnisse. Vor allen Dingen können wir nach der Sendung das hier machen zum Beispiel und uns auch die Sachen anhören, die nicht gesendet wurden, weil wir gerade eine andere Kameraeinstellung hatten oder es gerade Werbung lief. Was ganz interessant ist. Und da wird bestimmt Story drin sein.
Bullshit, you will. She's good. You know she is.
I've said a bit of wording, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody. His little jakey scared of the big bird caught you with water.
If that sticks, I'll destroy
5, 4, 3.
to move this serious social problem to the...
Vielen Dank für den Kosik.
First up... Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy.
Das haben wir ja beides gehört.
Next I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob.
I cannot believe you, Ellen. I would have expected this from your sister, but not from you.
When are you going to realise I'm not her, Greg?
Oh, trust me, between the drinking and the arse, I'm very aware.
Okay.
Some thug with a knife. or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore?
So.
Good white people of
Darling,
this
where's the padlock?
moment.
Ist hier noch was passiert?
Responsibility of the criminal. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Hill there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight,
I spoke to Mallory at the Bridge Club.
No, naughty boy!
She says the hall is absolutely fine for Sunday.
Oh, marvellous. Now, I booked your mother in for a hearing test.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. Now, how's your IBS been?
Okay, da ist nicht mehr passiert.
Many happy returns, Tony.
So, da kommt jetzt der Clown rein.
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this guy?
You are joking. Chrissy Freebollocks has only got Mr. Fancyhole.
Mr. Fancyhole.
Not now, fellas. I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
The little boy?
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal
No,
here, Tony.
fuck.
Seem to be losing the signal.
No.
Tony?
Fucking way left.
Okay, das ist... Das war interessant.
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally away for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought.
Sonst passiert ja gerade nichts. Ne.
You'd miss my charm.
Hey, Freundschaft. Da habe ich tatsächlich überhaupt nicht drauf achten können, was auf den anderen Bildschirm passiert ist.
Well, where is he? In his dressing room, probably banging his head against the wall. Look, it's all right, I've got this. I'm sure he's on his way. Come on, it's welcome back. How hard can it be?
This is on you. 10 seconds, everybody. We're going to open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5,
Ja, sie hat's verkackt.
4, 3.
Welcome's Black.
Weil sie sagt ja, welcome's black.
I'm Megan Wolf, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting.
Was sagt er?
Tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with
Gar nix.
Megan Wolf, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton.
So, die quatschen, quatschen, quatschen.
A letter from Advance.
Da machen die sich bereit.
We thought, why not? Let's have a go with this old democracy.
Dear Diary.
Da passiert tatsächlich gar nicht so viel auf den anderen Bildschirmen. Also hier ist jetzt sowieso nicht mehr. Hier singen und tanzen die ganze Zeit.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship! Yes! Oh, oh, oh.
Well, thankfully, that's all we have time for tonight on the...
Was brilliant!
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but it doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
Friendship!
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
Der Blick. Okay. Da würde ich sagen, weiter geht's. Next round. Nutze die Uhr, um deine Pausen dir perfekt zu timen. Ja. Wenn das so einfach wäre. Ich habe Angst, links das mit dem Ventilator und dem Strom wird noch lustig. Tag 8. Tag 15. Eine lange Nacht. Du erreichst das Theater etwas früh, aber Sam erwartet dich bereits, wie aus dem Ei gepellt. Du lächelst breit, während ihr Hand in Hand in eure Privatloge Platz nehmt. Daran könnte man sich gewöhnen. Oh ja. Die Tickets lagen am Montag vor deiner Tür mit einem getippten Dankeschön von Chris. Du wirst deinen Reisepass wohl bald zurückbekommen. Die Show entspricht nicht ganz deinem Geschmack. Eine pompöse Oper in einer Sprache, die Chris mit Sicherheit auch nicht versteht. Trotzdem, die inkludierten Getränke versüßen das Gesamterlebnis. Wenn schon Oper, dann wenigstens betrunken. Nachdem die Show endlich vorbei ist, wie viele Verbeugungen brauchen diese Leute eigentlich? Stellt ihr euch an der Garderobe an, du schüttelst dich vor Lachen, während Sam wild herumfuchtelnd den Dirigenten nachäfft. Das Paar vor euch spricht über die Umsiedlung von Leuten, die ihre neuen Steuerforderungen nicht begleichen konnten. Das klingt schrecklich. Oh, was wird das hier für ein diktatorischer Staat? Sam lächelt dir dankbar zu, ihr müsst beide an Chris denken, sicher und wohlbehalten. Immer noch lachend kommt ihr nach Hause an, wo Sam sofort nach oben geht, um zu duschen. Du vermisst euren 14-jährigen Sohn und findest auf dem Küchentisch eine Nachricht in seiner fast unleserlichen Handschrift. Da steht, dass er bei einem Freund ist. Da am nächsten Tag Schule ist, fährst du rüber und holst ihn ab. Es steht nicht, wie viel Uhr wir haben. Hätten wir 23 Uhr, dann würde ich wahrscheinlich fahren. Aber ich weiß es nicht. Das ist Sozialutopia. Ich vertraue ihm. Er wird sicher bald da sein. Das ist schon eine Nacht. Irgendwann muss er anfangen, die Verantwortung für seine eigenen Entscheidungen zu tragen. Was soll schon Schlimmes passieren? Ja. Ein Anruf von der Schule. Er ist nicht da. Yeah! Euer Familienanrufbeantworter schaltet sich ratternd ein. Wer wohl angerufen hat, während du und dein Schatz bei der Arbeit waren? Guten Tag, dies ist eine Nachricht für die Familie Winston. Hier ist Miss Smith. Es geht um ihren Sohn Charles. Die kleine alte Dame fährt fort. Es gibt sicher eine vollkommen vernünftige Erklärung dafür. Es ist nur so, er war heute nicht in der Schule und wir wurden nicht vorab von Ihnen über sein Fernbleiben informiert. Ich möchte Sie daran erinnern, dass jede Abwesenheit im Voraus genehmigt werden muss. Oder, in Ausnahmefällen, durch einen Anruf der Eltern gleich morgens. Bitte sorgen Sie dafür, dass das nicht nochmal passiert. Vielen Dank, auf Wiederhören. Oh oh, jemand hat da Ärger am Hals. Wie viele Tage waren das jetzt? Eine dezente Erinnerung. Du siehst den Poststapel durch, der sich angesammelt hat. Bei jeder neuen Rechnung zieht sich dein Bauch krampfhaft zusammen. Du hältst inne, als du etwas Blaues aufblitzen siehst. Auf einem Umschlag erkennst du das Logo von Advanced und reißt es ihnen auf. Liebe Familie Winston, dies ist das zweite Erinnerungsschreiben bezüglich unseres Kapital- und Vermögensumverteilungsprogramms. Mit der Bitte, Ihre Reisepässe unverzüglich zur Registrierung bei der nächstgelegenen Regierungsbehörde einzureichen. Ohne Einreichung ist es nicht möglich, Ihren Anteil an der nationalen Rückvergütung zu erhalten. Okay. Du wusstest, es würde Konsequenzen haben. Das macht es aber auch nicht einfacher. Wir arbeiten als Team und werden als Team belohnt. Gemeinsam vorwärts. Julia Salisbury und Peter Clement. Chris ist in Sicherheit. Nur das zählt. Hoffst du wenigstens. Ja, toll. Okay. Ein angespannter Weihnachtsabend. Beim Anblick des Tisches kannst du dir ein Lächeln nicht verkneifen. Draußen auf dem Gras liegt der erste Schnee. Die Kinder ziehen an einem Weihnachtscracker, während deiner betagten Mutter langsam die Augen zufallen. Du hattest schon immer eine Schwäche für Weihnachten. Schnee an Weihnachten, wo gibt's denn sowas noch? Jetzt sitzt du am Kopf des Tisches, auf dem Platz deines Vaters. Der dir gegenüber Chris Platz ist leer. Chris ist jetzt sicher irgendwo an einem Strand in der Karibik, denkst du. Sams Blick und das Lächeln sagen dir, dass ihr wahrscheinlich dasselbe denkt. Selbst ohne Chris musstet ihr heuer beim Essen ein wenig einsparen. Das Wort kenne ich so nicht. Aber das scheint niemandem aufzufallen. Ja, weil man nicht in der Lage ist, sich einen neuen Reisepass zu beantragen. In der Regierung hier vielleicht nicht mehr. Ja, heute. Ja, heute. Weihnachten kann wirklich eine schöne Zeit sein. Mhm. Du blickst dich um und betrachtest deine Familie. Genießt du das Weihnachtsfest, Großmutter? Du bleibst stumm, du sprichst einen Toast aus. Ein Toast. Du stehst auf und erhebst dein Glas. Frohe Weihnachten, ihr Lieben. Ich bin froh, dass wir alle hier sind. Wenigstens die meisten von uns. Alle murmeln einen Prost und stoßen klirrend ihre Gläser aneinander. Deine Tochter Susi nützt die Gelegenheit, um dich mit einer Frage in die Enge zu treiben. Du hast mich doch lieb, oder? Nö. Jetzt kommt sicher nichts Gutes, oder? Scherzt du? Du weißt doch, dass meine Freunde und ich heute eine Reise planen, beginnt Susi unschuldig. Also ich hatte gehofft, dass ihr mir da finanziell unter die Arme greifen könnt. Oh ja, heutzutage dieses Jahr echt? Das ist ein echtes Wort? Wusste ich's doch. Ich kann Gedanken lesen, grinst du, während deine 19-jährige Tochter die Augen verdreht. Du wünschst, du könntest ohne Bedenken zustimmen, aber seit deine Mutter zu euch ziehen musste, ist alles nicht mehr so einfach. Von welcher Summe reden wir? Nur ein paar Hunderter, murmelt sie und schiebt eine einsame Erbse auf ihrem Teller hin und her. Du musst dich wirklich beherrschen und deiner Mutter am anderen Tisch nicht deinen Glühwein ins Gesicht zu spucken. Ich weiß, das ist viel Geld, Schatz, meldet sich Sam zu Wort. Aber das Zugfahren ist wirklich teuer. Es wäre eine tolle Gelegenheit für sie. Und außerdem habe ich es ihr schon erlaubt. Okay. Süddeutsch-Österreichisch. Vielleicht war es auf Englisch ein britischer Dorfslang. Durchaus möglich, ja. Es tut mir leid, aber wir haben das Geld einfach nicht. Ach komm. Du kannst dir das nicht nehmen, Alex. Ich habe ihr die Reise schon erlaubt, beharrt Sam. Susi sagt nichts, aber du siehst, wie sie den Atem anhält. Ich hasse es, den Böse spielen zu müssen, aber wir sind momentan knapp bei Kasse. Na komm. Susi grinst von einem Ort zum anderen. Ehrlich? Danke, das ist toll. Danke, danke. Sam setzt dir einen Papphut auf den Kopf, die Stimmung steigt, während Charlie amüsiert all die schrecklichen Cracker-Witze vorliest. Der Raum füllt sich mit Stimmen und Gelächter. Deine Mutter mustert deine fröhliche Familie und flüstert, dein Vater wäre so glücklich. Du tupfst dir mit deiner Servette die Augen. Naja. Aktuelles Vermögen? Was ist Geld? Ja, hättest du mal bei deinem Bruder nicht geholfen, beziehungsweise bei der Arbeit so verkackt? Ich habe nur bei dem einen Tag ein B, bei dem ersten hatte ich ein A. Also so schlimm war es nicht. Ein langes Wochenende. Warum muss der Reißverschluss an diesem Koffer nur immer klemmen? Heute ist euer Jahrestag. Sam und du fahren wie jedes Jahr übers Wochenende weg. Üblicherweise zum Campen. Das Geld wächst schließlich nicht auf Bäumen. Einfach nicht wegfahren. Du freust dich schon lange darauf, endlich etwas Zeit zu zweit abseits des Lärms des Alltags. Keine Kinder, keine Arbeit, nur Ruhe und Frieden und ein bisschen Romantik. Endlich gibt der Reißverschluss nach und du kannst den prallen Koffer die Treppe hinunterziehen. Auf dem Tischchen im Korridor blinkt der Anrufbeantworter. Was? Okay, guten Abend, Alex. Hier ist Mr. Boseman. Ich rufe an, um Ihnen mitzuteilen, dass Sie an diesem Wochenende bei der Arbeit benötigt werden. Das sind die Anrufe, die keiner haben will. Es sind neue Informationen bezüglich der wachsenden Spannungen zwischen unserer Nation und ausländischen Kräften ans Licht gekommen. Daher wird das Team der National Nightly News rund um die Uhr arbeiten, um sicherzustellen, dass wir als Erste mit der Story rauskommen. Es versteht sich von selbst, dass ich Sie morgen früh an Ihrem Arbeitsplatz erwarte, pünktlich um 8. Einen schönen Abend noch, Alex. Der erste Schreck verwandelt sich in Ärger und dann Zorn. Was wirst du Sam sagen? Dein Schatz kommt die Treppe herunter, strahlend vor Aufregung. Sam gibt dir einen Kuss, schnappt sich die Autoschlüssel vom Tischchen und macht sich daran, euer Gepäck ins Auto zu laden. Was sollen wir machen? Ignoriere die Nachricht, du brauchst dieses Wochenende. Entschuldige dich vielmals bei deinem Schatz und sag, dass du wirklich arbeiten musst. Bosemans Wutanfälle sind legendär. Ich würde es ja darauf anlegen, ne? Und sagen, ich habe den Anrufbeantworter nicht gesehen. Wir waren schon weg. Let's do it. Ja, ab in den Urlaub. Nachricht gelöscht. Was war das? Fragte eine Stimme in deinem Rücken. Nichts Wichtiges, antwortest du und schlüpfst in deinen Mantel, während das Adrenalin durch deinen Körper rauscht. Du fasst Sam um die Hüfte und ziehst die Tür lautstark hinter euch zusammen. Oder zu. Das Urlaub ist nicht dein Problem. Ja, wenn das mal so einfach im Leben wäre, ne? Du solltest deine kurze Auszeit genießen. Am Montag wirst du ohnehin dafür bezahlen. Aber ich sehe schon, man muss das Spiel mehrfach spielen. Eine unwillkommene Rückkehr. Als du am Montag bei der Arbeit erscheinst, strafen dich deine erschöpften Kollegen mit sauren Blicken. Eine Nachricht wartet auf dich. Die untadelige Schrift ist blutrot. Ich bin sehr enttäuscht, Winston. Bin ich gefeuert? Bin wahrscheinlich gefeuert, oder? Ein Zustimmungsformular. Verkauf die andere Niere. Dein Sohn Charlie blickt dir über die Schulter, während du liest. Strebst du nach immer mehr Leistung? Bist du ein aktives Mitglied des Teams? Liebst du es, die Früchte der Zusammenarbeit zu ernten? Schließ dich noch heute den Advanced Tatmenschen an. Gemeinsam vorwärts. Das klingt gar nicht nach dem Jugendclub, von dem er dir erzählt hat. So, ich bin mal weg. Ich wünsche euch noch einen schönen Abend. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Alles klar, Beckvaro. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Und ich wünsche dir auch einen schönen Abend. Charlie nimmt dir den Flyer aus der Hand und streckt dir ein Formular entgegen. Ich kann direkt von der Schule hingehen und Bens Schwester bringt uns danach nach Hause. Du musst also gar nichts tun. Ich habe das Gefühl, die sind nicht nett, die Leute. Aber ich habe auch das Gefühl, wenn mein Sohn bei denen einsteigt, habe ich Vorteile. Ich finde es interessant, hier zuzuschauen. Bei Kohli ist das alles noch viel angenehmer am Anfang. Welcome in my life. Ich habe zu viele Rechnungen und zu viel Arbeit. Ah, guck mal. Fans, die wollen, dass ich was kaufe. Danke, Axoim. Dein Sohn ist begeistert. Es ist herzerwärmend zu sehen, mit welcher Leidenschaft er ein aktives Mitglied der Gemeinschaft werden möchte. One of us. One of us. Vielleicht hat das Vorteile, wenn unser Sohn bei denen einsteigt. Ein kostenloses Ticket. Jemand von der Arbeit hat sie mir gegeben. Sie können nicht hingehen, erklärt Sam und hält dabei die 2 Tickets hoch. Du liest den fettgedruckten Titel. Alan James hat recht. Bewusstwerdung. Ich weiß nicht recht. Was meinst du? Sollen wir hingehen? Oh nein. Der Typ ist der hat nicht mal alle Tassen im Schrank. Tut mir leid, sagst du. Ich kann mir diesen Scheiß nicht mehr anhören. Sam bricht in schallendes Gelächter aus. Gott sei Dank, ich hatte schon befürchtet, du sagst ja. Ihr beschließt, zu Hause zu bleiben und eine Pizza zu bestellen. Viel besser. Wie viele Tage hat das Spiel gesamt? Axoem. Hat das eine feste Tagesanzahl oder? Eine profitable Partnerschaft. Als du nach einem besonders langen Arbeitstag nach Hause kommst, findest du die Post fein säuberlich in einen Stapel sortiert, vor, wie Sam das in letzter Zeit immer macht. Das meiste davon ist der übliche Müll. Aber ein Brief erregt deine Aufmerksamkeit. Darauf prangen das zunehmend vertraute Advanced-Logo und die passenderweise in roten Lettern gedruckte Aufschrift dringend, sofort beantworten. Du bringst es wohl am besten sofort hinter dich. 900! Wow! Ich habe jetzt an 300 gedacht, so ein Jahr. Liebe Familie Winston, mit diesem Schreiben möchten wir Sie darüber informieren, dass die Advance-Regierung einen weiteren Schritt im Kampf für mehr Gleichheit gesetzt hat. Und zwar die Verstaatlichung der größten privaten Konzerne und die Verteilung von deren Ressourcen an die Bürger dieses großartigen Landes. Das Anleihen-Partnerschaftsprogramm stellt sicher, dass vom Volk generierte Wertschöpfung auch dem Volke zugutekommt. Okay, du erinnerst dich nicht, im Manifest darüber gelesen zu haben. Okay, jeder Haushalt wird Partner von einer von 3 sorgfältig ausgewählten Einrichtungen, die von Advance für ihre durchgängig hohe Leistung und finanzielle Sicherheit gewählt wurden. Bitte beachten Sie, alle Ergebnisse basieren auf der öffentlichen Meinung und unterliegen keinerlei Garantie. Bitte wählen Sie eine der folgenden Optionen. ADB. Auge des Betrachters. AG sei es Kosmetik, Kleidung oder Couture, wie auch immer. Wir sehen die Schönheit in allen unseren Kunden. Nils Deals GmbH. Immer der beste Deal beim verrückten Nil. Genuss KG. Ihr Genuss ist unser Geschäft, ob Sport, Reisen oder einfach persönliche Wohlfühlzeit. Keine Freizeit ohne Genuss. Ich würde das ADB nehmen. Das hat sowas von Illuminaten, das Auge. Aber Genuss KG ist auch interessant. Neil ist einfach nur verrückt. Wir nehmen die Illuminaten. Sie erhalten in 3 bis 6 Arbeitsmonaten einen Bericht über ihre Partnerschaft. Okay. Die Zukunft dieser Nation liegt in der Partnerschaft. Gemeinsam vorwärts. Wie viel Einfluss kann man haben? Mein Lieber, du schaltest Werbung. Du kannst sehr viel Einfluss haben. $153. Wir nähern uns der Halbjahresgrenze. Der Stur. Oh, guck mal. Unser Urlaubsbild.
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other 2, so read those tape labels carefully. But make sure you play the advanced advert, preferably at the second break. Right, that's the lot. Have a great show. Total pimp. My God, that one was nasty.
Oh, how's it going with Steve?
Why are all men such pricks?
That one, eh?
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his fate.
No. Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't don't know why I talked to you.
We're probably just a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip up?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the daring first move of the silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg and Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
Without enough engineers to successfully fix their craft, the team seem likely to attempt to farm the cavern's ecosystem while they wait for rescue from above ground. I think I'll stick to risotto, Jeremy.
Bearing their opinions, the
Warum habt ihr das gedreht, ihr Nudeln?
with a naked protest.
Our very own Robin Short was on hand earlier today when this new protest group first presented themselves.
It might seem amusing to us, but clearly this formerly overprivileged section of our society is not adjusting well to the new future. It's often too easy to forget that not every citizen is thriving under advance.
Fallen Angel?
Schon wieder gedreht.
Johnny Hansleeve seems to have reached a new low in his battle with booze, as this recent picture reveals.
Johnny's star certainly lacks its former glow these days, with public concern over his mental and physical health growing at an alarming rate.
Since being banned from the national squad earlier this year after urinating on a referee during a friendly against East Grintley, things seem to have gone from bad to worse for Hansleeves.
Is this once celebrated
Ach, hört doch mal auf
about
damit.
to become the bad boy of sport?
And onwards and upwards. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them,
Snugglehugs
Remington's
disaster.
fifth CEO Sophia Remington today announced a brand new product that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
This groundbreaking product came as quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today, though its critics are skeptical that the young CEO can fulfill her promises.
Described as a breakthrough far
First
ahead of
male
its time, the male
okay.
contraceptive pill is heralding a sexual revolution. Its fans are celebrating the fact that men can finally take equal responsibility for contraception, but others have expressed concerns over its safety and side effects.
Tatsächlich keine so unwichtige Frage. Ob ihr, also ob die Männer, die mir zuschauen, wenn jetzt nur Männer zuschauen, ich will das nicht so aktiv ansprechen, dass nur Männer zuschauen, würdet ihr eine Pille nehmen, die das quasi die gleiche Wirksamkeit hätte wie die Frauenpille, um die Verhütung zu gewährleisten, an Betracht der Tatsache, dass sie natürlich sicher ist und getestet wurde. Wir machen jetzt hier keinen Medikamententest. Ich glaube, du hast mit dem Urlaub eine sehr coole Szene verpasst. Klar, warum nicht? Ja. Ich bin krasser, ich bevorzuge die Vasektomie. Naja, der Unterschied ist, die Pille nimmst du eine Zeit lang und kannst danach noch Kinder zeugen, wenn du das dann möchtest. Eine Vasektomie kannst du rückgängig machen, aber naja, die bauen dir ja keinen Reißverschluss ein. Es muss nicht unbedingt sein.
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon coming to you live from the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Where's my
10 seconds, everybody.
Hä? Ach so. Ach, Banane. Das war das Bild hier.
First tonight, after the Christmas horror caused by Mr. Snugglehugs, we have an exclusive interview with one of the victims.
Poor 7-year-old Timmy Tadlock, like so many of those
Gucken, was der hat.
the Christmas bloodbath, has spent the last 3 months
Christmas
undergoing a
bloodbath.
series of reconstructive facial surgeries.
Last week, joyfully, he spoke for the first time since the tragedy.
Wie sieht er jetzt
Tonight,
aus?
He talks to us.
Before we go to the interview, however, This station would like to issue a full and frank apology for any part we may have played in the tragedy. We should never have advertised Mr. Snugglehugs. Without our publicity, the sheer scale of this tragedy, and now upwards of 8,000 casualties, might have been averted.
On behalf of the Nightly News team, we're sorry.
In future, we will do better.
Now it's over to Robin Short at the Tadlock family home. Robin?
Thank you, Megan. I'm here with Mr. and Mrs. Tadlock and
Guck
their
dir den armen Jungen
son,
an.
Timothy. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Yes, well, you're bloody lucky we're spending any time with you at all. After what you lot did. Irresponsible. I mean, whose idea was this anyway?
It's all right. It wasn't your fault. As you can see, Megan, there's still a few open wounds here. I'll tread carefully. I'm going to speak to Timmy now. Hello, Timmy. Can you see me?
Mummy, who's that lady?
It's the lady from television, Timothy. She's going to ask you a few questions.
And you be careful now, it upsets him to remember.
Don't worry, Mr. Tadlock. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason. So, Timmy,
Uh-oh.
can you tell us what happened to you?
Gewitter.
You had just unwrapped Mr. Snugglehugs, hadn't you? Was he under the tree?
Yes, I could smell him already. He smelled like love.
Ah, yes, that'll be the fur. It's scented with hoof.
I was so excited. I ran up to my room and gave him a big hug. He was so soft and warm, like our cat, before he got in the way of Daddy's Porsche.
Bloody cat had a death wish.
And what did Mr. Snugglehugs say to you?
He blinked his real action eyes and said, "You're my very best friend." But I sure wish Mrs. Snugglehugs was here, and she can't be, for just $89.99. And then it's the general error. 41.
And is that when he burst into flames?
Careful.
And then he exploded.
Hola, Volke. Hallöchen.
You nicely.
And am I right in saying that one of his real action eyes is now permanently embedded in your cheek?
Yes. When I took him in at night, it glows through bandages. I know it's under there, staring at me.
Yeah, some of the other children have started calling him Timmy Three Eyes. And with his glasses, that's 5.
It's too many eyes, Robin.
And what's the last thing you remember before the darkness overtook you?
He looked at me with his one eye and laughed. Laughed as he burned.
It sounds very traumatic.
Hat was von Chucky die Mörderpuppe.
So, right, that's quite enough of you two coming in here with your camera trying to make a buck out of our suffering. I won't have it.
Mr. Tadlock, just a couple more questions. Timmy, do you think you will ever be what we can call
No, you've had your
normal
questions,
again?
and now look. Oh, you've made him cry with all 3 of his eyes.
Calm down, you're scared. Do you think your parents will ever really love you again?
Right, that's it. Enough. Come on,
I'm happy, Mr. Tadlock.
Oh, your poster, your favourite poster, Timmy. Are you okay? Oh.
So there you have it, Megan. Just one of the many victims of an indescribable
Was ist da gerade passiert?
shaking our nation.
I'm bleeding, am I not?
Thank you, Robin. Harrowing stuff.
And many questions to be answered by Sophia Remington in the coming days and months, I'd wager. How will she turn this crisis around?
So, Jeremy, what are the warning signs a consumer should look?
Was machen Sachen? Wir spielen Not for Broadcast. Das ist so ein... Naja, wir haben mehr oder weniger den Job von einem Produzenten hier bekommen und müssen im Studio hinten sitzen und die Sendung immer am Laufen halten. Und gleichzeitig ist da so eine hintergesetzte Story, dass eine Regierungspartei gewählt wurde, die so einen, keine Ahnung, wie du den Staat nennen willst, so einen übersozialistischen Staat. Gleichheit für alle. Und das wird noch ziemlich düster, glaube ich, die Story. Ganz interessant eigentlich. Du findest vieles von dem Humorspiel extrem gut. Es spielt halt mit diesem typischen News-Studio-Prinzip. Ich habe nicht umsonst in meinen Titel geschrieben 9 Live, weil das wirkt so komplett random, was wir da manchmal machen.
Look out for when they're spotting a dangerous toy.
Well, Megan, experts advise to always check for the new advanced mark, which guarantee a level of safety and quality.
Yeah, can we just get a close-up on camera 3 here? So if we take a look at this National Nightly News mug, you should see the mark just on the base of it there.
In the wake of the scandal, the government were praised for their swift response in bringing in this set of
Swift
stringent checks
response.
and new products.
It certainly is good to know that someone's watching out for our families. When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Oh, sorry, I'm bursting.
Oh!
Why bother strengthening your body?
She's very good.
Who?
Megan.
Yes, she is.
Watch your back, Jeremy. The women are coming.
I'm more worried about this water dripping onto her head.
You know me from films like The Medicated.
Alex, Boozman.
Okay, that's okay.
Reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m.
Flashy Bits. Oh, Twitch safe, not Twitch safe. Wie war euer Tag so? Mein Tag war gut. Ich habe heute nur erfahren, dass die Firma, für die ich arbeite, von einem großen Unternehmen aufgekauft wurde. Also mal gucken, wie die Zukunft bei mir aussieht. Mal schauen. Blitzer. Ja. Und unter uns werde ich vielleicht ein- oder zweimal draufhalten. Ein- oder zweimal. Ich glaube, die Creme riecht nicht gut.
So the new formula actively removes harsh chemicals from your skin. The high salt content actually pulls the dihydrogen monoxide right from your pores to give you the crisp, brittle skin you've come to expect.
Was? Sprühhaut?
Yes, I understand that, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just keep it as it is.
Well, of course you do. I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see us fry? It's good for the ratings.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan, you join me live here from the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Eddie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the lanky hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending. It's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. And, Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brains. Stupid. Eddie Striker.
Warum ist sie so nass?
Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show.
Was habe ich gerade verpasst wieder?
On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker for shots number 3.
Okay, ich konzentriere mich mal darauf.
She's gone to sort of throw over her legs. Not bad if you ask me. Is there contact? Don't know why you can.
Was ist das für ein Sport?
Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Football. Move back.
I'd say that's fair, but what do I know?
What do I know? Nicht viel offensichtlich.
Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends.
Du hast heute einen Kollegen eingeschenkt, nachdem er wieder anfing mit seinem Mist. Okay. Hä?
And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense.
Nichts davon ist grün.
Striker giving it large.
Second round, double. Harris.
Winter round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streak on the pitch. I apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arse. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on the play, but it's going to be a bit difficult. I'm struggling to follow. because it's quite an eyesore, and women's bodies. Yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harry's absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Steady striker. No, it's just some of the tightest player I've seen ever. Harris. And was that the fitted thumb screw? We haven't seen that at the heats. What a brilliant move.
Ich habe keine Ahnung, was das Spiel ist.
Back to striker.
Sport, aber was machen die denn?
Of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastering display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping.
What's happening?
Spotted something in Harris's neck or head.
Die machen Sachen, ja?
And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, the boys said that. And after all, it is a game of 2 halves. 4 rounds and 7 subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington Smith.
On my whistle, on my whistle.
Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there.
Give our cash back.
Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security is on it. And the bucket has been knocked over. I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
Final poses. Small boy cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these 2 players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Erytos band incoming.
Not bad.
Don't cast it. Don't cast it.
Well, that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. I'm all right, ladies. Tommy Harris. And it dribbles down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because of course if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket. Back to striker. And striker's gone for the animal ball.
Moin, soll überhaupt? Was passiert hier?
What a mud. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. So, here we go.
Moin, was geht hier los? Hier geht Not for Broadcast. Und ich kann dir tatsächlich nicht richtig erklären, wie man das Spiel einsortieren möchte. Aber es ist extrem lustig.
And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know what I can be doing about this.
Nicht den Flitzer aufnehmen, nicht die Flitzer aufnehmen.
Genitals full to see. I mean, there's only so much you can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they? All right, I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters, hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match. Nonsense is going on here. Yes, yes.
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters, absolute wasters. Oh, jog on! This is the mine round. It's an absolute bloody... Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round.
Oh Mann, das Segment ist ewig lang.
The final round is a mime round. Who could believe it? Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go in there at this point. Really
Genug Geld für Drogen haben die noch? Naja, Drogen kannst du im Zweifel selber machen, aus günstigen Dingen.
The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting. Juggling it around from her hands.
Hier kein Ball in der Hand.
And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on.
Illegal spit.
From a striker. But she's in it to win it.
Harris's ball.
On it like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris.
Die haben noch gar keinen Ball mehr in der Hand. Der hat keinen Ball mehr in der Hand. Ist das jetzt mal Imaginary Ball?
Which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's throwing it. And the banana was the ball. What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic. There we go, Jeremy. That is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a.
What's happening?
We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please. And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is everyone!
Okay, the ref has decreed once again a win for me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the on-site security to collect their medals, their 6th and 7th respectively. And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? Patrick Bannon, looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all that's left to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Oh, yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shocked me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shocked me. Where's that sound guy?
Naja, was soll ich machen?
Everything okay?
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
You'll be fine. You're unshockable.
I'm immune to your cheap flattery.
I'm wearing you down.
Boozman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that this storm is causing the odd power surge, and some of your controls might be a bit, dangerous. Now, I know you're tough, and you can take the odd shock for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker.
Segmentbewertung C.
Seem to have sprung
Wow.
Well, several, actually.
You're going to need a whole new lining up there. Triple seal that shit, wouldn't you?
We'll look into it, Minister. It's so
Oh.
good to see you again.
Miss Wolf, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Too bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolf.
Man, but that's a firm handshake you've
Jetzt
got
wird's
there.
lustig.
Than she looks. Am I here?
Here with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are, Pat.
Ganz kurz. Das erste, was ich heute hörte, war, du hast doch morgen bestimmt nichts vor. Könntest du nicht meine... Nein, kann ich nicht. Ja, aber ich habe eine Wohnungsbesichtigung, eine Hausbesichtigung. Tut mir leid, dass ich das Gefühl vermittelt habe, dass ich mich für dein Privatleben interessiere. Dem ist nicht so. Okay. Ach du
10 seconds, everybody.
Was?
Have you had a little accident?
Cheeky cow.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital.
Oh, man.
Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whingers mostly.
People who've yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's dripping on me.
But we didn't come here to
Ow.
talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative art
Aua.
project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, Pet. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera?
Oh,
Pet?
sorry, yes, it's camera 4 like that.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He had to go to the hospital. My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He were all frail and pale. And I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football.
Wow.
He wouldn't even wait till half time.
Wow.
That sounds...
It was awful. It were awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. I could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't, or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transitions.
Übergangs.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline into an
This microphone pack has just given me an electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think it fried my asshole.
Oh, we're still on the air, Peter.
Yes, sorry. My apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry, I've got zapped again. Can I get a little bit of help?
Ach du liebes bisschen.
Might feel somewhat...
Jesus, a raw shell face, fucker. That one was massive. Right, no, this bastard's coming off.
Sorry, but the older generation
Mist.
might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into
Ach, Quadadel da.
eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Ich bin so schlecht. Was macht der da? Ich kann mir das gar nicht angucken.
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need.
Ich habe gar nicht genug Augen dafür. Vielen Dank für deinen Follow, Oxio-Bilder. Oxio-Bilder? Ich glaube Oxio-Bilder.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy.
Das wird...
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board Final. And we'll see you tomorrow night at the
Es wird
same
nicht
time.
besser mit dem Strom hier.
My name is Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody.
Do you suffer?
So they just...
It seems so.
I don't suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
Sind wir jetzt tot?
Nephews had me transition the moment I saw the leak.
Are we dead now? Ach du Scheiße. Ah, ich werde doch gleich entlassen oder ins Arbeitslager geschickt oder so. AC. Oh, ist das schlecht. Na, wenigstens mal einen vollen Lohn. Verkauf eine Niere. Anleihen gehen rauf, die gehen runter. Ich glaube, die Anleihen, die zählen, dass wir die hochkriegen. Das ist gut. So. Das ist jetzt wichtig.
Oh, how's it going with Steve? Why are all men such pricks?
That one, eh?
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his faith.
No. Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talked to you.
You're probably just a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5,
Irgendwie machst du dich nicht gut im Entertainment-Business.
3.
Toll. Toll. Danke. Danke, Axel. Danke. Ich glaube aber, ihr seid doch gar nicht so schlecht unterhalten, oder? Ihr guckt mir doch gerne beim Versagen zu. Das ist ein bisschen auch...
Exclusive prime ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon coming to you live from the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Ein bisschen ist das auch so das allgemeine Thema des Streams.
Where's my
30
makeup
seconds,
girl?
everybody.
Makeup!
Is it raining outside? I'm sure I felt a drip.
Just a bit. I saw a man float by on a massive boat.
Makeup! Where is that useless fucking idiot?
I don't suppose he had any pets.
Yeah, 2 of each.
Makeup!
2 pro Spezies.
10 seconds, everybody. Look, I'll have someone look into it.
Keine Sorge, ich habe hier meinen Spaß, sonst wäre ich schon
Going
weg.
in 5, 4, 3.
First.
We should never have
To play
advertised this.
croquet with the Jessups.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jetzt bin ich mal gespannt.
Marjorie?
Yes?
Marjorie?
Martin!
Where's the twilight board when we went to play croquet with the Jessups?
Thank you. Thank
in
you.
the cupboard.
Thank you.
What's
Megan. Thank you.
It's held
Yes,
out the way.
yes, I'm coming.
Can we
I'm
have Mr.
coming.
Tadlock in, please, Richard?
I'm sweating.
I told you where it was. You look fine.
Get this way.
Handsome.
Now it's over to Robin Short at the Tadlock family home. Robin?
Thank you, Megan. I'm here with Mr.
So, das ist ja das, was wir kennen.
And with his glass.
Again.
And now look. Oh, you've made him cry with all 3 of his eyes.
Calm down, you're
Do you think your parents will ever really love you again?
Right, that's it. Enough. Come on,
I'm
babe.
happy,
Come on.
Mr.
No. Oh, your poster, your favourite poster. Timmy, are you okay? Oh.
So there you have it, Megan. Just one of the many victims of an indescribable
Was ist da passiert?
that has shaken our nation.
I'm bleeding, am I not?
Thank you, Robin, Harry and stuff.
My espresso here.
Contact lens.
Where are we next?
I've lost.
I can't take this.
Swallowed. I think I'm blacking out.
I need a pill and a drink.
Okay. Sportbrett. Können wir uns nochmal angucken. Ich glaube, da sind keine versteckten Nachrichten drin. Auch wenn ich das ganze Sportfestival überhaupt nicht verstanden habe.
Well, that's what it says.
Yes, I understand that, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just keep it as it.
Sports Board Championship.
Just see they care.
Wasting away in the chair.
Das hatten wir am Anfang gesagt.
You know, I've got a bit of a plum, to be honest. I've been on the station now for 10 years. Patrick wasting away in the chair. Great, you know, while I'm covering this bullshit, I mean, a real waste of my talents. You know, I could put a tie on, I could look a bit scruffy, I could sit in the chair myself, but no, I'm here reporting on the same old crap. That's right, Megan, you join me live here from the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Eddie.
Der hat ihn angespuckt da oben.
14 finishes and a divorce pending. It's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on.
Striker go first.
Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin.
D-robe.
Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brain. Stupid.
Warum ist die schon so nass am Oberteil? Das frage ich mich immer noch.
Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball.
Was auch sonst.
Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker.
Hier für ein bisschen Fanservice.
She's gone to sort of throwing under
Jeder, der es gesehen hat, für ein bisschen Fanservice, ne?
her legs. Not bad if you ask me.
Was there contact? Don't know why you complain. To Harris.
Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth two.
Und ich prophezei, ich sag jetzt mal, ich glaube, das ist die am meist zurückgespulte Szene im Spiel. Bis jetzt.
In the bush.
Football. Move back.
I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round one.
Aber der hat doch gerade eingeworfen.
But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends. We're into round two now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streak on the pitch. Apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arse.
Was steht da drauf?
Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow because it's quite an eyesore. And women's body, yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round two now, and Harry's absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket.
Achtet mal bitte auf den hier.
I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastery in display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, we've always said that. And after all, it is a game of two halves. 4 rounds and 7 subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington Smith.
Der Typ ist die ganze Szene Gold. Ja, ist er auch.
Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show.
Jetzt hier wieder.
Another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it. And the bucket has been knocked over.
Das war nicht geplant. Das war nicht geplant.
He'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
Final poses. Ball boy cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these two players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Thank you.
Was ist das denn?
Not bad. So that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. I'm all right, ladies. Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because, of course... And Striker's gone for the animal bonus there.
Ganz kurz. Und wegen den Schauspielern. Ich kann mir gut vorstellen, dass die auf eine Schauspielschule gegangen sind und da einfach Schauspielstudenten im Zweifel angefragt haben. Zumindest für die jungen Charaktere, weil, naja, die sind doch am günstigsten. Aber ganz kurz. Guckt mal auf ihr Gesicht und auf sein Gesicht. Weil er weiß ganz genau, was jetzt kommt. Sie weiß ganz genau, was kommt. Und sie muss sich das Lachen verkneifen, bevor sie es macht. Total geil. Okay. Guck mal. Sie weiß, was jetzt kommt, grinst. Er grinst schon. Und sie grinst.
And Striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course, perhaps. And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play.
Mit dem rot gemalten Fingernagel.
Absolutely gutted. What a mud. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 bouts. So, here we go. Tommy Harris. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact. Caution from the referee.
Das ist einfach komplett random, was hier passiert.
And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, it's sort of breasts and genitals for all to see. All right, I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course... going on here. Yes.
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away. Oh, jog on!
This is the mime round.
It's an absolute bloody... Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round.
Hat gesagt, okay, this is the mime round. Jetzt tun die so, als ob, oder Meme, also Phantomime-mäßig. Ach du Scheiße.
And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it? Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go in there at this point. Really high-level play here from 2 absolute juggernauts of the sport.
Hold.
The bucket.
Moment, musste sie sich da umdrehen, weil sie am Lachen war? Ja, musste sie.
And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's throwing it, and the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic, there we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic, there we go, Jeremy, that is... Turn the ref off the screen once again, a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the on-site security to collect their medals. They're 6th and 7th respectively. And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon.
Oh Mann. Das ist ein verrücktes Spiel. Das ist ein verrücktes Spiel, Axel. Einfach nur verrückt.
So sorry about all these buckets. We seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
You're going to need a whole new lining up there. Triple sealed, I shouldn't wonder.
We'll look into it.
Minister, it's so good to see you again.
Miss Wolfe, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Too bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolfe.
My, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here.
Schön in Eimer Film.
On your left.
Right you are, pet. Is your seat damp?
10 seconds, everybody.
No, mine's fine. Have you had a little accident?
Cheeky cow.
5,
That's your seat dump.
3.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
Das kennen wir alles.
She's talking about death.
We're all...
Ist auf jeden Fall, also so eine Station ist schon schwierig, ne?
And me man watching him slowly
with a...
This microphone pack has just given me an electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know, I think it from my asshole.
Oh, we're still on the air, Peter.
Yes, sorry, my apologies.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Well,
Shit, nuts! Sorry, I got zapped again. Can I get a little bit of help here, please?
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
Jesus, a Rochelle face! That one was massive. Right, no, this
Die lacht auch.
That the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of... Oh, fuck! My grandmother with a rusty twat!
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
For fuck's sake!
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to believe you've yet to be in office a year.
Oh, Megan, we're only getting started.
Wir werden euch alle umbringen und versklaven.
Jeremy.
Right, yes, Right, at the same time. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
Der sieht immer schlimmer aus.
We're out. Good job, everybody.
Dem geht's, glaube ich, nicht gut.
So they just...
It seems so.
I don't suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
It's for my nephew, so we transitioned the moment I saw the leak.
Die Frage ist, ob wir uns die Werbung auch immer alle anschauen, weil die sind halt echt lang teilweise, ne?
Your children, are you scared of a long, painful decline in your final years? Of being trapped in your own body as it slowly wastes away? Or losing your grip on reality? Well, it doesn't have to be that way. Now you can take back control of your swan song at one of the health service's new transition centres. Come and stay for a week. Enjoy gourmet food from our world-class kitchens or collect your thoughts in our beautiful gardens.
Bevor sie umgebracht werden.
At the end of your stay, you'll pass on painlessly, surrounded by those you love, in comfort and luxury. Isn't that what we all deserve at the end of a life well lived?
So funktioniert das.
Our expert legal team will help you make all those difficult arrangements, and our aftercare team will help your dependents through the grieving process, ensuring your final wishes.
Ich weiß schon, dass das Video hier auf YouTube gefleckt wird. Wegen dem Song. 100%ig.
Your team.
Untersuchung deiner Prostata. So, alles für die über 30-Jährigen. Gut zuhören.
Suffer from benign prostate enlargement? Come on. I'm Tommy the Fingernail Harris, sporting legend. I've got it all. 4 world championships, 2 cars, a bidet, and an enlarged prostate gland. Your prostate is a small gland, about the size of a cherry tomato, located between your penis and your wee bag. If the prostate...
Das ist der, der auch den Ball geworfen hat, ne? Der, wie auch immer.
Becomes enlarged, it can put pressure on the bladder. This can cause trouble starting to pee.
Ja, das ist der Sportbrett-Typ.
Based trouble between you and your she-demon of an ex-wife. So what caused this big old prostate in your bum? Well, sorry, me and the doctors, we don't know. But I can tell you, as you get older, your body changes. And it's not gay. I'm Tommy the Fingernail Harris. Rectums, check them.
Ja, ja, das ist der. Der verrückte Neil.
This is Crazy Neil's extra exciting bed and crazy cushion Easter extravaganza. We're gonna give you crazy bed prices. You want just a mattress? We're gonna ship them. They're water damaged. And we don't mean a little light drizzle. We mean soaking. They're taking up space. This has got the crazy feel of an Easter Neil deal. We've got beds, cushions, beds with cushions, beds. Come down on prices so hard, they're gonna...
Ich glaube, der würde auf Twitch sehr erfolgreich sein.
Is your key to a world of sticky fixings. Start collecting today and celebrate the nation's most well-known and best-loved pieces of hardware with your copy.
Collecting. Schrauben sammeln. Das machen doch eigentlich Opas immer im Keller. Oh je. Denk daran, dass der Marktwert von Konzernen von deiner Auswahl der Werbung abhängt. Ja. Und wir sind daran gebunden irgendwie, ne?